Hey, gang. How are you? It's Mob Guppy. We're the Guppies, the mob. Let's see here. We start off Tampa Tom Fishing, doing a good screening job right now. They'll be looking when it starts. Thank you. Daryl Deemer, Anthony's Fishing Friends. How you all doing? How's your week going? I am. So I got up. I ran a couple of errands. I mowed the lawn. I've actually just finishing up some work stuff right now. And I just realized something. I accidentally closed out of what I was doing. I was uploading something. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a spaz, so let me get back to what I was doing. Holy capoli, it's not very labor intensive. So I can do a couple of things all at once. I'm here with Bolo's in my lap. Bolo doesn't like it when I mow the lawn. He usually sits at the door and cries. Why? That's a really a good question. I have no idea. He wants me to be in my sight all the time. And I don't think it's good for him to be around with me when I'm with the mower. Small Fry Aquatics, how are you? Small Fry Aquatics in the house. That's great. So it's hey VB23. Yeah, I missed you. I think we all did. I think we all did. I'm just speaking for me, but I'm sure Daryl Deemer and Small Fry and Tampa Tom and Anthony's Fishy Friends all missed you as much as I did. So how's your week going? How's your week going? How's the weekend? Uh, the process is that I'm I'm a reasonably nice person, reasonably as nice as one could ever be, I guess. Yeah, just raising guppy fry. That's all I'm doing too. I actually put some stuff up on Aquabid today. I've got to sell some swordtail uh, uh, adults, young 3 to 5 month olds. I have a lot, so I need to move some out, and I would hate to feed them to the turtle or let them go swimming with the turtle. Would I say feed them with the turtle? Probably not that nice, but it's just at some point I'm going to run out of room. So in my LFS, she does not seem really excited about taking guppies from me, which makes 0.0 sense. So and I'm more than happy. I know I'll be getting. You know, it's just going through. You're waiting for your water pump and tubing to come in, and doing a bog filter for your koi pond. You see, that's the deal. I had some people out here to go over the idea of doing solar on my place, and my God, my house ain't that expensive. Okay, it's a relatively new home. You know, I paid under $150,000 for this house, and do you know how much they wanted to put solar on it? Solar panels up. Griffin Fish Room was up there. I was at $43,000, and I'm going, yeah, okay. On projected savings, Anthony's Fishy Friends, how are you? On projected savings, it would take a total of 15 years to break even. So I did like any person should do who just bought a house. Yeah, here's where I went VB23. And by the way, I'd love to do it, but it's got to be cheaper than this. I reached out to my realtor. My realtor has buyers and sellers agents. They sell more homes in my area where I live. So I'm like with the big dogs. Okay. And I said, okay, I'm thinking of solar. What do I need to know? I'm not Captain Construction. I've commented about that several times. Well, Sorry, it's allergies. Yeah, the warranty was fine. Here's the problem. Every time if you all of a sudden have to have your roof replaced, which I live in Missouri, tornado country, hail, that type of stuff, it's gonna have to get done. Well, apparently I have to pay separately to remove the panels and then have the panels put up. And I'm just going in, I just got my first utility bill for my first 5 weeks here. It arrived last week. Actually arrived like Monday of this week, Monday or Tuesday. And I was thinking, well, this has a little more square footage than the townhouse I was renting, but it's newer. This has better windows, that type of thing. But I have more aquariums up and more heaters. So my average for electricity and gas at my last place, Reels, what's up? Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. So my whole deal here for is that I went and I spent, I started going through. So I asked the realtor. I said, okay, let's just say I get transferred, or I want a bigger house because there's just not enough room for all the fish tanks. Is there any value in the sale of my home with solar panels? And he said, yeah, about that. He goes, it adds 0.0 money in value. Okay. So it's 45 grand that's going nowhere. Okay. It's not helping anything. Okay. The only thing that would be good about the 45 grand is you're able to write off in that first year 26%. Okay. So 20%, you're able to write off what, about 12 grand. Okay. Feast Egg, BJ, Big J's Fish Keeper, all in the house. Thank you. Nice seeing y'all. So I started weighing this back and forth. I'm going, yeah, this makes 0.0 cents for me. So I'm not doing it. So now I'm on to my next thing. And that goes back to what you were talking about, VB23, a water feature for koi. So I was talking to a buddy of mine and I was telling him about, I'm thinking of doing a water feature with koi. And this guy goes to me, he goes, do you have any idea what koi sell for? I said, I have 27 aquariums. I have an idea. And he goes, oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. He goes, what does that send you back? I said, I have to figure that out because obviously I'm not doing it. I have to get a guy. I got to get people to dig out my backyard, put in the water feature, purchase the pump and stuff for it. Sort of what I got to do. Then get the koi. I'm pro koi, by the way. It's just the deal. So V-Stag, great having you here. It's a good group of people already here today. Thank you so much. And 8 thumbs up. So Bolo's here in my lap. He's sleeping. How stir crazy are you guys? I've been doing stuff in the fish room, but not as much as I'd like to. Who's with me on that? Who's agreeing with me? They're not quite doing as much in the fish room as they thought they should be, considering everybody's at home. Talking to a buddy of mine who doesn't keep fish. I actually have friends who don't keep fish. Right? Isn't that nice? Okay, that was a propel. Now we're going to Dr. Pepper diet. So, yeah, so I have to figure that out. I have to figure that out and get that going. So it's yes, I'm kind of excited about the whole process of looking into the water feature now, and so I can't wait to get that going, and it's so I'm looking forward to that right now. So I can't wait to get all that stuff going. So water features the next thing, and doing the koi. And I have to figure out how much I want to put in, and all that. So, how many people have bought something weird on Facebook during your self quarantine? I've been like trying to buy healthy. Your health house arrest ended yesterday in Ohio. Hey, there you go. Took a walk, took a pic. You know, I, VB23. I'll tell you something. Um, the problem with the solar is that I sort of got a couple of different quotes from them. I live in an area that gets ice and stuff, so sometimes we'll lose power for a day or so. And as we know with fish aquariums, you don't want to be out of power all that long. And I really don't want to put a generator big enough to run the house in the backyard, which ended up being about the same price as be about the same price as um, solar anyways. Well, that battery, the Tesla battery, which is like $9,000, only gives you 3 to 4 hours of power. So I'm going, great. It's nice. That's great. So I don't know what the deal is. I just don't know what the deal is on that. So we will have that for you as I learn more about the thing. But the water feature, I started looking up people who do water features. I'm not kidding. So it's so that's one of the things that I really, really want to go out and do. So pretty exciting all the way around. Pretty exciting all the way around. So I hope that I will be able to get this thing, do the water feature, get the koi, etc. Yeah, setting up some plants in there. Yeah, John Oliver, great seeing you too. Thanks for being a part of the mob here. Thank all of you guys who have subscribed. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy having all ladies and gentlemen a part of the fam here, and so that's kind of the stuff here. I This week, by the way, has been a little nuts. Uh, how long has it been since you have lost your debit card without a wallet, just the debit card willy nilly? I did that on Monday, and I'm hoping the doggone thing arrives today. So to get cash, you have to go to the bank, and you have to hold out to the bank your driver's license. Then they go through and go from there. I'll tell you what. Speaking of wind energy, a lot of wind energy. A lot of the big turbines are put up in Kansas and Oklahoma, and because the sort of the plains and a lot of that type of stuff. And I have sort of ventured into thinking of, and I haven't thought that clearly, that maybe I look into that for my house again. Just trying to learn, just trying to do a little, do something fun, and so that's what I've been trying to figure out. So I hope that again, the whole process here. So the fish, I've got the fish stuff going on, so that's good. I have way too many swordtails. So if you ever wanted swordtails, and I mean my swordtails are really really good, you can get them through me. And if you reach out to me at mob.guppy at gmail.com, I'll make you a deal of a lifetime. No, I'm in Joplin, Missouri, John. I moved up to Joplin about actually 1 year ago as of yesterday. 1 year ago as of yesterday. So pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. I will be at the Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Society meeting maybe next weekend. Doug Gray, Prince Rogers Nelson, aka Peter Thiel, saw Prince in concert 5 times. Yeah, I was gonna try to go to Hot Springs yesterday, because now Outdoor Aquatics, how are you? I was thinking of going down to Hot Springs, but I couldn't get into the racetrack. And I through a website called myracehorse.com, I own shares in 5 racehorses. And one of the horses that I own a share in, I just have one share in her. She raced yesterday at Hot Springs, and it was no chance for me to get over there. Yeah, Prince's jazz stuff really really good. One of the reasons why that guy was such a virtuoso, his father was a jazz player, a club jazz player in the Midwest, from Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago. He was one of these guys that's all going in. And Prince's mom, ironically enough, was a social worker. So there you go. So yeah, the father was a musician, and Prince was, from when he was a little kid, I guess watching his dad play piano and do stuff like that. Boom. Well, now that you got me off onto the music stuff, yeah, let's get back to fish. Yeah, so John Oliver, yeah, I was gonna go to Hot Springs, but I couldn't get in to see my horse run. And I will make it down there. It's my horse did pretty well. She was in the fantasy stakes, and this was the first race that she had won or ran since November, and she finished in 5th. And she was in the 13 hole. She was way out there, and it was a big race. So there you go. Yeah, and John Oliver has a great show on HBO. Who knew he's from Hot Springs and kept tropical fish? Who knew that? And Hot Springs, Arkansas, everybody, um, is a place of lore. It's a place of great interest because it has a colorful history. That's where the Italian mob used to go and hang out and hide out. And so it has many cool eateries. Obviously, the racetrack and the casino. It's a good place. It's a fun place to go do. So if you're driving through that nature of the woods, make sure you drop in and enjoy. So yeah, so the process here. By the way, we were discussing last weekend uh, about jumping guppies, right? And about the idea that all of a sudden there's a male swordtail in, and there's a male swordtail in my Roebuck red tank. Well, I'm going, how the heck did that happen? And all of a sudden, there's a second one in there. So these females, I'm just gonna have to like put them in a, they'll be part of, I'm just gonna have to use them as crosses. I have like 4 females and then 5 females. So I'm gonna have to get tanks up just to give them places to go. Um, and I realized how it happened. It doesn't seem to have happened in any other aquarium. When I moved here, you move, you know, a dozen aquariums over. Guess what? And a mistake that I made is I just grabbed the best plants possible. So my theory is, for whatever reason, I don't see it in any of the other aquariums. The deal that I have noticed is this: is the fish um, that they that may have been fry that stuck in the plants that got into the next aquarium through the plants. Because I just put a big, a couple of Tupperwares full of. I tried to get rid of all the guppy grass. I hate guppy grass now, and just keep the hornwort. And yeah, so that's what's going on there. So that's how I think it happened. I don't think they leap because it's a pretty far leap. So I'm just gonna have to do something with these females. Yeah, Hot Springs, great place. I loved Arkansas. My time in Arkansas was great. I enjoyed it. Little Rock, very good eateries, nice place. So kind of some rough neighborhoods, a little drive-by action. But other than a couple of drive-bys, it's great. Yeah, it's guppy grass. And Doug brought this up to me, and I'm going, well, it may just have been him. And the one thing I've learned about this hobby is that you can learn stuff from each other. That's why I love doing these sessions. But also sometimes people do things in different ways and they're equally as successful. Well, Doug had brought that up, and I'm going, well, maybe it's his water. Maybe, that was my first thought. No. He lives in Philadelphia. I'm in Missouri. It is the same thing. It becomes loaded up with hair algae. So I've moved over to, I still have a little bit of guppy grass I'm still trying to get rid of. But I've got hornwort, and it's expanding out pretty quick. Pro hornwort, everybody. Pro hornwort. It's fun to say. The baby guppies hide in it really well. So that it's good. Hey, Doug Gray. By the way, if you've not seen Doug Gray, just an unboxing video of some fish you got from Asia. Yeah, that reels. Now that's something you can't grow duckweed. I have some duckweed in my aquariums, and not believe me, I'm going after it right now. What type of yeah, we can make a deal on hornwort, Doug. It's I'm more than happy to send you some hornwort. I use the world's cheapest lighting. I have Beamsworks. On my Amica Splendens tank, I have Aquaneat. Otherwise, I have Beamsworks, except for one aquarium, and it's my 65 that came with a Marineland LED. Sand Creek Aquatics, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. And by the way, I do not keep my lights on 8 hours a day. There is plenty of light. Most of my fish aquariums are in the perfect place for fish aquariums. Valley Fish, how are you? Jeff, welcome to the live stream. I keep most of my aquariums right now are in the kitchen. Why not? I'm single. If I get a woman over here, I'll be able to say, hey, I have to show you my kitchen. So there you go. Let me show you my kitchen. Vanoksky, thanks. Welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Thanks for being a part of Mob Guppy, where the Guppies the mob, and thank you for subbing and hitting likes. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support. So today, when I'm done with the live stream, I'm going to take Bolo for a walk, and I'm going for a drive. I've been locked up in my house like there's no tomorrow. I am going to be driving to Fayetteville and back. That's about an hour away. I'm going to eat. We have a cheat meal. I'm going to have a cheat meal late lunch at Zaxby's. Have you ever been to Zaxby's? If you have a Raisin Cane's, same thing. The difference between Raisin Cane's and Zaxby's, basically, at Raisin Cane's, the Texas toast they give you is thicker than the one you get at Zaxby's. There you go. You see, there you go. That's a good idea, Doug. I need to pick up some frozen food. I don't have a lot of frozen food, so I need to get that going. Got to get that going. So yeah, it's my thing now is to go get the other fish room going, and I got to get that rolling. Vinny the Mooch, the party can start now. The party can start. You're here. Yeah, Biggie's great seeing you. You're outside? Good for you. I'm pro being outside, by the way. Pro being outside. The mowing of the lawn, by the way, it's my brother was saying, you need to get somebody to do your lawn. Why would why would you what? I love doing it. I got out there at I started at 9:30 this morning. Done at 10:30, did my entire yard. I don't have self-propelled. I have a push. And I'm just gonna tell you, it felt good. It was great seeing all the getting a feel for the yard, encountering my yard and nature and seeing what's going on. It's great. Why would I have I'm just not that I enjoy it. Burning tires in your backyard. Now you're the type of neighbor nobody likes, V-Stag. That's what the last unless of course it's what do they call the Colombian necklace, whatever that is. Well, I just cracked a murder joke. Are you really burning tires? You're just giving us the business. If you are, no judging here. Yeah, so I put up on eBay and on Aquabid swordtail guppies for sale. I've got to move some out. So, and anybody who's in here, if you want a good deal on them, I'll give you a good deal just because you're part of the Fish Fam and part of my live stream type of thing. Reach out to me and I'll cut you a deal. It's I cut a deal for Kendall Otter. I made the same offer on my fire red shrimp to our buddy Jeff at Valley Fish. So it's I'll make you a deal. So just reach out to me. I'll make a deal on guppies and the shrimp thing. I probably can do one more good deal like that. And I won't tell you what it is because it's just you reach out to me at mob.guppy@gmail.com, and I'll sort of let you know what's the deal here because I think you will appreciate it. I think you'll find it to be a particularly good. I think you'll find it a particularly good deal. So, and really, that's all it's all about is going out and being, trying to do the good stuff all the way around. So that's sort of the deal. And so that is sort of the name of the game. So as we go out and do this stuff and get all the information, what's going on with the fish and all that sort of stuff, it's all good. Tired to keep warm this planet up. By the way, I'm in favor of. Okay, can I disagree with 99.9% of scientists? Apparently, um, and our climate has always changed. There is not a time people are upset over something that we have very little control over. Now, obviously, we don't want to pollute our, heck, I keep the Amica splendens, and the Amica splendens I have because their water becomes so polluted that it killed most of their wild population, except for one, now maybe two places. That's why I keep them. I keep them to make sure that when the time comes up, that the waterways and stuff get fixed, that this fish can be reintroduced in the wild. That's why I keep them. And if you are somebody who appreciates, if you go out and you appreciate, what we do as a hobby, well, part of it's conservation. Clean air, clean water. I'm all in. Um, I don't know how much we can go in and change uh, the environment. We like to think that fossil fuels and things are the reason for our climate changing, and it probably has a piece of it. So, having this discussion with a buddy of mine, I'm going, what percentage of our climate change, what percentage is based on human activity? Is it 20%, 30%, 99.9999%? What is it? They can't answer you because it's much more complicated than that. The one thing we don't know, scientists can guess. We can come up with all sorts of stuff. We do not understand the cycles of the sun. Hey, Melvin, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Great to have you here. We don't understand we don't understand the cycles of the sun. I'd like to think we could, right? Anybody agree with me on that? Okay. So we don't fully understand as much as we wish we did. As much as we wish we did. And so great to see you too, Melvin. And great to see everybody here. I always appreciate people who come out and spend some time with me and my live streams. And I'm not just saying that. I believe me, I'm very happy that you're all here. So we don't understand a lot of different stuff. For instance, there have been people upset that the permafrost in Siberia has been, some of it has been melting. And they're finding in the permafrost, frozen mammoths. And some point, the mammoths were there and they got frozen into the permafrost. And they say mammoths were with us up to about 10,000 years ago. And the beat of the heartbeat of the Earth, not very long. Not very long ago. It's a blink of an eye in billions of years. Blink of the eye. No, Rosie O'Donnell's not in the permafrost. So the woolly mammoth, again, um, is our world climate changing? Yes, it is. Is it seemingly getting warmer? Yes, it is. Um, and again, it's just a natural thing. Climate change has always been with us. It's man's hubris, man's ego. We think we can adjust everything. And what we don't forget, or what we forget and don't remember, is this. Forest fires weren't just caused by people. People did not cause forest fires, and they don't do it today, all of them. Sometimes they do. So here is how this works. Back in the day, before modern equipment to put out fires, when there was a drought and then all of a sudden a thunderstorm, well, sometimes a fire started. Well, humans do whatever they can to stop it, to go out and stop things. Back then, if you were a person living in, anywhere near the fires, you had to run for your life. Still today in the Middle East, there's the Bedouin Society, and these are people that travel around with their livestock and stuff like that. Now, blink of an eye ago, that's what all of our ancestors did. No matter what continent, no matter what race you are, nearly all of us were people who were like the Bedouin cultures. We were traveling around with our livestock. We would stop and we would stop as people, and we would go out and we'd plant crops in those early days. But we moved around, and as societies became more successful, you had groups. Frequently we refer to them sometimes as tribes, as a group of folks that started, their own ethnicity fell apart. The Germanic people, the old time, you had the Goths, you had the Romans, you had the Egyptians, you had in Africa. There's several, there's dozens of cultures. Latin America, dozens of cultures. In North America, among the Native American cultures, dozens of different cultures. Just sort of how it goes in. Well, man and man's ego. We think we go out and we think that you know, that we have this big control on stuff. We don't have a lot of control on a lot of stuff. It's as someone brought up, is that meteorite hits us. B Stag brought this up, and Doug talked about it. A meteor hits us, things change. Just it's sort of the deal. I was watching something on like I watch nothing but crazy programs. I don't watch the sitcoms. I don't watch like CSI or something like that. I watch like National Geographic Channel, the Smithsonian Channel. I watch History Channel. Ancient Aliens. Everybody, that's gonna be on today. I can't wait. I watch The Curse of Oak Island. I watch Skinwalker uh, Ranch, which is, of course, Doug Gray's favorite show of all time. Um, and I saw this thing about the super volcano in Yellowstone. And this thing could blow at any moment. And they said if it had the big one, it would kill millions of people like that. It would kill millions of people like that. Then people would be dying from polluted water, not having food, not having sunlight. You think coronavirus is a big deal. This makes coronavirus look like a walk in the park. Makes it feel like you had to slap a mosquito on your skin. I mean, this is whole other level stuff. If you go through and you can look in this in the religious sense of whichever religious background you are, you can look at this in the quote unquote lucky sense. If the Earth got whacked by a meteor that was the size of a school bus or the size of Rosie O'Donnell, it would create havoc on this planet. It would create havoc like there's no tomorrow. So, sorry for going on that climate change rant, but I figure I might as well just go out and let you guys know what's in my head. And sometimes people's egos are through the roof. So let's see here. So the fish room, I need to order. I've got to order more lights. I need more lights for my fish rooms. I have to also get some more air pumps. I have some heaters, so that's good. But I need to get that stuff up and running. So I'll do that here, over the next couple of months, and I'll have. Again, I'm not in a hurry. I'm just trying to get everything organized. I just I have a good problem. Good problem is I have all these guppies, which is great. So it's and I still don't quite understand why I'm having issues raising up fry of super red ancestral plecos. Don't understand why I have that problem. So shrimp, a bunch of them, bunch of shrimp. A whole load of the shrimp. So that's sort of the good stuff going on right from there. So it's the other thing I have to get in is I have to start my garden. And I saw something on Facebook. Seem to be buying a lot of stuff on Facebook these days, everybody. I see an ad on Facebook and I'm just going in and I'm buying it right off the bat. Well, I was thinking of getting like 2x8s and create my own box garden. Well, I saw a deal on there where they have like fold out gardens I can get like one smaller one for like $10 and the larger one for like 24. Shipped to my house in 2 days. Throw dirt in it, plant the plants, and on my way. So I think I'm going to do that. But since I lost my debit card, I have to wait until that arrives. But one of the reasons why you see me going like this is I'm like listening for the mail truck because normally my mail truck arrives relatively early, so it's all good there. So yes, other than that, I need to get frozen food. I've got my brine shrimp type of stuff all set up. I've got I need to set up new breeders. I need to go out and do that. I've got to play around with my new the cross that I've been working on. And I'll do a video on the cross here and get that going on. No. Hey, here's how I lost. This is Doug Gray, here's how I lost the debit card. Is that I went through the drive-through, because for whatever, the deal was on, it was Monday or Tuesday, maybe it was Tuesday. For whatever reason in the morning, I got up and I don't know about you, but sometimes in the morning when you're trying to get going, you don't get done. And I didn't have breakfast. So I took like a protein bar with me and I had that. And then when I went to lunch, I go to work at 5 a.m. So my lunch is like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I went through and I picked up the new Wendy's breakfast. So and ate something I really should never have eaten. Um, they handed it back to me. I know that. It was sitting on my car, and I thought I put it back in my wallet, but I didn't. It's not in the car. And my car isn't like the neatest it's ever been, but it's not terrible. Um, so I thought, well, maybe it fell under the seat. Well, I went, looked under the seat and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I couldn't find it. So I had to go to the bank. You know what the bank charges you for losing? If you use your debit card constantly, like I do, I use it all the time. You end up making the bank like 2% of everything you buy. I mean, it's big. Bob Kaler, holy capoli, here on a Saturday. Fantastic. Great having you here. I enjoyed being in your live stream the other day, Bob. It was very good. I enjoyed it very much. So, yeah, so I can't buy anything right now. So it's like, away from the Walmart babes. Hey, they're going to begin opening up my state on Monday, limited. But you know what's not open yet? Waffle House. I'm hoping that they're opening up soon. The 26-hour live stream. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think I've ever done a live stream more than an hour and a half. So that's an accomplishment. A big, big time accomplishment. So I have a question here. I'm going to go to the Twitter here for a moment. And I'm typing in Waffle House. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Hey, apparently Waffle House is on the edge of reopening. Fantastic. I can't wait. Can you imagine, though, when they start opening up these restaurants again? Just, being totally serious here, how many people are going to be standing in line? Absolutely standing in line, waiting for this to happen? Just out of curiosity, how many people are going to be sitting there waiting to get into a restaurant? It's going to be nuts. Absolutely bonkers. So I'm looking forward to it very much. So Waffle House is opening. Life is good. So that's excellent, Jeff. Excellent. It's I will ship those out Monday or Tuesday. And so I'll send you the the information on that. So I'll get you some good stuff. So thank you very much. I appreciate having you, and I think you'll enjoy these shrimp. They really do look good. So it's Just talking about this hobby, by the way, generally with this hobby, you go, yeah, I wasn't necessarily interested in high-end plecos a couple of years ago. Not that interested in it. Just not interested in it whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, guess what? I love my plecos. I love my shrimp. Not that interested in shrimp before. So that's the deal. So it is, that's part of the fun of this hobby. And the other part of the hobby, and is going in and enjoying what we do with it. Going in and taking that next step. And of course, Aquarium Cop sent me this crazy thing the other day. He goes, "Hey, mob beta, where the beta is the mob." And D, welcome. Man, the party's here. The party is here. So, yeah, the whole process of going in, the beauty about this hobby is that I was going through, and of course, Doug Gray has tempted me on something I never thought I would get. Not that I had anything against him, but I've looked at his axolotl thing, and I'm going, wow, those are kind of cool. Those are kind of cool. Yeah, I've got shrimp fever. I could have a bunch of tanks of shrimp. I'd be thrilled. So, so there you go. It's the fun of what we do, the fun of our hobby, the fun of our stuff. It's all good. It's part of the temptation about what we go through. This is sort of the one thing about our hobby, it's is that since it's kind of science based, it's the process that we're learning about behaviors, we're learning about husbandry, how to care for these animals, how to how to keep an aquarium in good shape, how to do all these different things. And there's something to it. I know people who have collect baseball cards, which again I have no problem. Again, it's not a complaint about any other hobby or anything like this. Because for whatever reason, if I ever say this, I end up getting a note from somebody I've cheesed off somehow. Well, the prospect of this is that you're able to go out and you can collect. I have some sports memorabilia, but here's the deal: the sports memorabilia, once you have it, you have it. Collects dust. And sometimes it collects value. Sometimes, a lot of times, it doesn't. It is what it is. I have some sports memorabilia that I very much enjoy. But again, it's just stuff that I find personally interesting. It's personally, I enjoy it. So there you go. Yeah, you see, aquascaping, that's something that has not grabbed me. Even though some people have thought my 65, the aquascaping looks really good. I'd love to tell you that I know there are people who are really good at it, and that ain't me. Um, I like having a good looking aquarium, but most of my stuff is for the guppies. And the guppies, yeah, you don't really need a good looking aquarium. It's just making sure you have the right type of thing. You feed them well, so you get more and more babies and more stuff. The Amica splendens. By the way, I am definitely getting breeding behavior. I have a male that's sort of hashed out that he's number one in the tank. And do you have Amica splendens? Anybody else here have Amica splendens? Um, let's see. Bob, you're having a beer? 5 o'clock somewhere. It's afternoon. I'm having just a Diet Dr. Pepper. I did pick up a new beer on Thursday. It was good. I had a couple of them last night. It's delicious. Yep, Diet Dr. Pepper, sort of my caffeine of, you know, I'm not somebody who can drink coffee all day. It just, you thought I said Schlitz? I know I come across like I'm hammered, Bob, but I'm not. And I won't be drinking Schlitz anytime soon. Let's see here. Hey, congratulations, Anthony. Select Pet, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. 15 here, 15 thumbs up. Thanks, crew. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I moved into this house in March. My first house payment was due yesterday, and I programmed it through my bank. I get paid on the last day of the month. And as of right now, it has not come out of the bank. Has not come out of the bank whatsoever. So that's I don't know if that's an interesting fun fact or just sort of the deal. Let me take a look at my bank right now. I looked this morning like at 5 a.m. Because when you get up as early as I get up, you cannot if you sleep in on the weekend. On Monday night, you can't get to sleep at all, and then on Monday, you have like 4 hours of sleep, and you are absolutely worthless. And so I go to sleep. Last night I went to sleep at I was asleep by a little after 9 last night. I went to bed a little bit. I stayed up a little late, and I slept a little bit from there. Oh, your mortgage company takes about 3 days. Yeah, it's my first time with this. My first payment on this house. So so they got it. So hopefully it will go through, and Monday it's out. And I understand a lot of times, especially right now, since companies are working on bare bones stuff like that, they're going to make sure they get all the cash in. Delayed banking transaction is another well-known phenomena of Skinwalker Ranch. See, there you go. And by the way, any of you who've not seen Skinwalker Ranch yet, it's nuts. Totally nuts. See here. And hey, that's good. That's good, Melvin. It's good. 2 years on YouTube. What time are you going to do the live stream? Eastern time. Oh, Bob Kaler. Sorry, buddy. The plants survive or not really? Oh, it's okay. All right, that's good news. Yeah, it's yeah, believe me, I'm like the king of doing that type of stuff. I there's this great video that I saw. I don't know if I saw it on Facebook or YouTube a couple of years ago. Totally and by the way, women, if you want to know what's going on in your man's head, you cannot predict it. Okay? It's a British couple, and who are on a walk together, and every man knows that they have to be very careful what they say. When the woman folk says to you, when the girlfriend or the wife says to you, "What are you thinking about?" And this guy said, they were out for a walk and walking by near farms and stuff like that. He goes, "I never realized pigs were so big." And of course, it upset the woman because she wishes that it was something romantic, like the sunlight off your hair is beautiful, something like that. Well, you never know what's going through a man's head. That's why we go through the drive-through car wash with plants in the back. We have a lot of stuff going on. Men compartmentalize in a pretty big way. Compartmentalize in a huge way. How many of you have been in a Zoom meeting for work and you know you're not paying attention to anything else that's happening in that meeting, right? Paying zero attention. You're thinking about fish. You're trying to. The company I work for now, unfortunately, I'm in a cubicle. In my last place, I had an office, and I set it up that I could see through my door, so no one could come behind me and see what I'm looking at. Not that I was looking at porn or anything. I wasn't looking at anything bad. The only thing I was looking was fish. Oh, that looks good on Aquabit. Never thought of that one. Oh, let me watch that video on that fish. Right? Who's there with me? Who's there? So it's since I'm at a cubicle here, I have to, and if I do the meeting in the office, I got to be a little careful. But that all ends on Monday. They're reopening everything on Monday, except they don't want us congregating in the lunchroom, and they took all the chairs out of the lunchroom and put the tables up against the wall. So Aquabit is very dangerous, very dangerous. Hey Jeff, make sure you send me your mailing address, and make sure you send that to me so I can get that all set up for you. Yeah, Aquabid is a very dangerous place. Yeah, Get Gills is getting that dangerous. Excellent, thank you very much. eBay, yeah, pretty dangerous. You go through it. It's I've purchased a couple of fish off of eBay. Do you know what though, Doug Gray? I don't have a lot of reviews on. I've sold several things on Aquabid, and I have yet to get a review. You just need a following of Aquabid babes. By the way, next time you're at that cocktail party and somebody says, "Hey, what's your, do you like Amazon, eBay? What's your e-commerce site?" You look at me and go, Aquabid. Love me some Aquabid. Get me some Aquabid going on. So what do you guys have going on this weekend, since there's it's so beautiful today here. I'll do my little drive to Fayetteville and back. I'll bring my camera. Maybe I'll get some pictures of something that's cool. And on Sunday, it's supposed to rain here. It's like a 30% chance, and afternoon thunderstorms. So Really nice. At least one day of the weekend nice. Yesterday was great too. I got home from work yesterday and I was going to mow my lawn yesterday. I didn't do it mainly because I got home and just for whatever reason I was just wiped out from the week. Wiped out. And it's and I've been I got home at about I got home about 1:45. Went to the grocery store on the way home. I did something that I have never done at the grocery store before. I was busy walking out and a bag slipped out of my hands. And in that bag, a dozen eggs. Didn't fall that far because I'm not that tall. It probably fell a grand total of about 2 feet. Let me just tell you, no survivors, zero survivors. So I had to go back into Walmart, realizing that all of Bob Kaler's girlfriends are there, and I had to buy more eggs. So it's just part of the deal. All right, gang. Thank you guys so much for being part of the live stream. Thank you for your support, your subscriptions, your thumbs up. We will be back. I'll have content up tomorrow. And then Monday's live stream at 7 Eastern. We'll do a thing. And what are we going to talk about? We'll figure something out. Maybe I'll have something going from there. And dropped a dozen eggs on the floor of the car, broke all of them. Yeah, not good. Not good. All right, gang. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you later on. Have a great weekend and a great rest of the day.